In just 2 weeks, Illinois will become the first state to entirely end the use of cash bail. Collecting money from a defendant in exchange for release before trial has been a cornerstone of our criminal justice system. But critics say the practice has become inhumane and unfair. Illinois' governor calls the end of cash bail a step toward dismantling systemic racism. Yet some are sounding the alarm about public safety. Tonight, our Devin Dwyer is in Chicago with a closer look at what may be ahead.
How many days were you held when it was all said and done?
The whole completely 571.
For more than a year, Lavette Mays was locked up, innocent until proven guilty.
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't start it, so I figured that I wouldn't be there that long, not away from my kids.
In 2015, the then 45-year-old mother of 2 young children was held in Cook County Jail awaiting trial after an altercation with her mother-in-law during a messy divorce landed both of them in the hospital.
They hit the gavel and said that my bond was assessed at $250,000, $25,000 to walk.
That must have been a shock.
It was shocking because I had no criminal record, and I didn't understand it.
$25,000, a daunting sum for a new small business owner, but part of an age-old system that lets those who can pay get out and those who can't stay behind bars.
They think that the person has money and they are capable of being paid to pay their bond.
Is there any chance you thought you could make the $25,000?
There was no chance, I thought.
After more than 14 months in jail, Mays negotiated a more affordable bail and was released on home monitoring.
I lost my business, I lost housing, I lost transportation, my vehicles. There are so many women that I met in jail because they could not afford to pay a bill.
More than 60% of defendants in this country, an estimated 500,000 Americans on any given day, are eligible for release but kept in jail before trial because they can't afford to pay bail. Since 1970, the numbers have soared, a 433% increase, most held on low-level offenses and disproportionately people of color.
They should only be detained if something about the offense they are accused of suggests that they pose a real and present threat to others.
Several states, including New York and New Jersey, have largely ended the use of cash bail, but in 2 weeks, Illinois will become the first state to eliminate the practice entirely.
It forces the system to really make these really important decisions based on someone's pocketbook and not any evaluation of their risk to either flee from prosecution or any risk against public safety.
Illinois' Pretrial Fairness Act will abolish cash bail, making release the default, giving judges discretion to decide who should be detained only if the state can show a defendant poses a specific, real, and present threat to a person or has a high likelihood of flight, or in the case of forcible felonies like murder, battery, burglary, or carjacking.
Will this lead to more people being essentially free until their trial?
What I can say on each individual case, we have the opportunity to make a better decision as a system, along with returning those dollars to, communities that are desperate to, retain the things that keep them, safe and healthy.
Several communities that have reduced the use of cash bail report minimal impact on public safety, but some top Illinois lawmakers remain unconvinced.
We have a responsibility under the Constitution as lawmakers to keep our people safe. There are some people who are a threat to society who should be detained at trial. Move slowly. Don't take this national progressive approach.
The imminent change dividing Illinois at a time of high concern about crime.
It's okay until it touches you and your family, you personally.
Opponents also warned the added responsibility for judges could overwhelm the system.
It's going to slow down the court system. When guys don't show up, the case doesn't go to trial, there's no plea, they got to continue it, issue a warrant.
In our county, that system was already sort of put in play. Some of it really good, some of it not good.
Sheriff Tom Dart of Cook County, which includes Chicago, says local bail reforms enacted 5 years ago have made the system more sustainable.
I had about 11,000 people in custody when I started as sheriff. People who were just flat out poor. Once again, their crime was insignificant, but they didn't have $100, so they sat there. I was like, we got to stop that.
What was the secret?
Well, the big thing was getting across to people that jails were not to be housing mentally ill and poor people.
But he says the Cook County approach has been far from perfect.
We're seeing much higher degree of people committing new offenses while on home monitoring.
What's your bottom line? How significant is this for Illinois and for the country to eliminate cash bail?
That is desperately needed to be done everywhere. They have to get it right, because you get it wrong, there'll be a reaction to it, and people say, see what happened there? We can't do this because look what happened there.
Because when you incarcerate a woman, you incarcerate the whole family.
Mays took a plea deal in 2016 and is now working to change Illinois' justice system, hoping her state and its elimination of cash bail will be a model for others.
You think this will help a lot of people?
I think God seen something else for me. It was a reason that I had to go through this, so it'll save other people. Unfortunately, it didn't help me, but that's okay.
It'll be fascinating to see how that all plays out. Our thanks to Devin.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.